Even in these circumstances, with better equipment, the impending collision could have been averted. But SSR, or secondary surveillance radar, that can tell a controller the altitude of an aircraft is not installed in the Delhi Air Traffic Control. The controllers still work on archaic primary radar that can only tell them approximate headings. This means that VK Dattar was not aware of Kazakh 1907's unauthorized descent.
Saudi 763.
The secondary surveillance radar had been in the offing, but mired in bureaucracy, the project lay to one side.
There are too many channels to go through, hurdles to cross, so these things take time.
The fifth link to the collision is complete. Seven seconds before impact, a tragic sequence of events unfolds in the Kazakh cockpit. The flight engineer realizes that the aircraft has descended below 15,000 feet, their assigned flight level. He probably tries to accelerate to climb, but the captain asks him to hold on and not to accelerate. The flight engineer responds by calling out, "Holding."
What I feel has happened at that point of time is that the engineer has realized that the aircraft has gone below 150. He has started opening power, anticipating the next moment I will get a call for climbing or accelerating. But the captain is not yet sure, or maybe he's made a gesture to the flight engineer that hold the power.
Kazakh 1907 holds its course. It keeps descending. The pilots of Kazakhstan Airlines 1907 don't know that their assigned altitude is 15,000 feet.
What flight level have you been ordered?
The air traffic controller can't warn them. He doesn't have secondary surveillance radar. There is a last resort. But neither of the aircraft has TCAS, traffic collision avoidance systems, installed. They do not have onboard computers that can warn them of another aircraft directly in front of them and suggest evasive action.
That is the last filter for collision avoidance, which is independent of any ground control, any ground radar. It is aircraft to aircraft. Collision avoidance systems give time which is sufficient in most cases to avoid collisions.
But the Civil Aviation Ministry never made TCAS mandatory over Indian airspace by 1996. It took India a mid-air collision to implement these systems. The sixth and the final link to the collision is complete. 2 seconds to impact. Saudi 763 is at 14,000 feet. Kazakh 1907 is at about 14,000 feet. The radio operator shouts out a warning. The captain asks for full power. If only he hadn't. Kazakh 1907 would have passed safely below Saudi 763, but it's too late. The flight engineer opens full power on all engines. Kazakh 1907 accelerates to climb to 15,000 feet. There's chaos in the cockpit. Everyone's screaming. They have just seen Saudi 763 coming towards them. At 6:40 p.m., 14,000 feet over Charkhi Dadri, the left wing of Kazakh 1907 crashes into the 2 left engines of Saudi 763. Saudi 763 catches fire instantaneously. It goes into a nosedive. Spinning violently, Saudi 763 disintegrates in mid-air. The last recording in the Saudi cockpit is a prayer. Kazakh 1907 keeps climbing. The altimeter, later found in the wreckage, freezes at 14,895 feet. the aircraft reaches 15,856 feet and then falls down to Earth. "349 souls, 349 dreams, and 349 hopes are extinguished in a split second. Today, the words, 'if only,' are the only words that echo in the minds of many." 10 years later, Kazakhstan Airlines has stopped operating. English is now a primary qualification for pilots from the Commonwealth of Independent States consisting of former Soviet republics. The Indian airspace is now unidirectional. All aircraft flying into it have TCAS, and the Delhi airport has secondary surveillance radar. This disaster served as a precursor to lots of improvements, but at what cost?
Isn't my daughter-in-law beautiful? My son was also good. He used to say, "I'll take care of my mother." She took care of all of us, all our lives, gave us a good education, brought all of us up. He used to say very nice things. I dream of him. Every time he says, "I'll come back," I keep asking him, when?
It is very difficult in life to lose young children. I only have their memories now.